Let's see how long this one takes. Okay, so this theory of mine is something I've been sitting on for a long time, and it's something that someone in my Discord, I can't remember, I want to say it was Wyatt, but I can't remember. Wyatt, brother, I think it was you, but I can't recall. Whoever it was in the Discord that brought this up the other day, please let me know. This is something I've meant to touch on before and just haven't. But if you remember in the scene where Cloud is sleeping and then the Whisper is saying something to him, it doesn't quite sound like Sephiroth's voice to me. It sounds close to Sephiroth's voice, but it could be someone else's voice. Someone who is in line with the planet and the Whispers, right? So, but before we get into that, throw a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, all that kind of good stuff. Help me keep growing, help me keep going. Push it to the max, baby. Let's push it to the max. I can't wait. So, here's another one for you all to chew on, for you all to take and borrow and do what you will with, to think about. Open your mind. Think about this one. Okay, think about this one. So, the Whispers are destroyed. Final Fantasy VII Remake. We know that, right? It's done and gone. So, what does that leave? When order is gone, when established order is gone, what do you have? Like the Whispers and the planet, the Hold, what did that represent, right? Order in the structure of things. So if you don't have order, you have chaos. And who symbolizes chaos? I have said before that I feel there is going to be a link between Vincent Valentine and Genesis in the future movings of Final Fantasy VII Remake. That video I put out yesterday about where I think the devs are going, that's just one line of thinking. My original theory hasn't changed. Cyclical time loops, one changed reality from the point of impact, which is whatever you want to call it. You know, with the singularity, the point of impact right there where Zack was saved, that is where the divide and the fusion of the two realities began, the survival of Zack. Anyway, getting off I don't want to get off on a tangent there, but let's see how long this takes to come to fruition, whether or not this is true or not. A link between Genesis and Vincent. Vincent Valentine represents chaos, right? Genesis is going to be some sort of like, not harbinger, but sentinel of the planet, right? I believe that voice speaking through the Whispers in that moment, most likely Sephiroth, but I believe it's Genesis. The Whispers want Cloud to stay out of the way so Jesse can get hurt, so that Cloud can go on the mission, right? They intervene. They don't want him intervening. Jessie has to slip, fall, hurt her ankle, get hurt, so she can't go on the mission. So that whole thing is to just further orchestrate how the Whispers are trying to keep things in line with the way things went before. It's against Sephiroth's plan. Why would Sephiroth want Cloud and company to not change things up a little bit, to not intervene in some way, to not have some kind of like encounter with the Whispers, since he's trying to trick them into breaking him out? Genesis is going to play a role in the game moving forward, because he will kind of be a stand-in along with the weapons. I feel they will be some kind of representative of the planet in some way. Enter Vincent Valentine, right? He will represent chaos. I do believe that chaos will have some sort of subplot in the story. It won't be the main focus. The main focus is Cloud, Sephiroth, Aerith, Battle for the Planet, all that kind of stuff. But chaos reigns. As wild and weird as it sounds, I feel like Genesis may have something to do with going after Vincent Valentine. I don't know. I haven't worked that part out yet. Their link. I think Vincent's experimentation and Genesis in some way are going to be linked in some way, because if you look at like the Genesis copies, right, or the G copies in the when you battle the unknown entity. Like they're creatures, they're transformed. They had like a very different go of it than the S specimens, right? The S specimens are the hooded, cloaked guy, Mako poisoning, S experimentation, all that kind of thing. The G experiments had a very rough going of it. Who else turns into a monster? Vincent Valentine. Chaos. Chaotic. Chaos magic. I feel like chaos is absolutely going to reign.
Chaos reigns.
In Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. And the Whispers, another thing. How long will it take for us to see some sort of, not return of the Whispers, but some kind of like hearkening to the Whispers from like a Genesis type character, another let's call them planetary characters. Genesis might not be the only one fighting for the planet. Bugenhagen's gonna know something about what the Whispers were, right? He's gonna know something about what has happened to the planet. Bugenhagen's going to be big in this too, but this one we're focusing on Genesis, Vincent, the link to the Whispers, all that kind of stuff. The way Vincent moves around, popping in and out, that is kind of like, that is from his Chaos experimentation. Chaos, and the planet, you look into all this, it's almost like this ethereal level of abilities, right? You look at, like, even taking into account Minerva, Chaos, all the other Omega, even Genova to an extent, but Chaos and Omega, I feel like are more powerful than Genova. Genova was just like an alien, an alien like symbiote, from outer space or whatever, crashed here. Chaos and Omega are godlike, so there's a difference there, but I think there is going to be a link between like what the planet does, what Chaos does, Omega. Omega might even have something to do with Genesis because it was Vice, right? The one, Vice Hojo or whatever, the one to be something to do with Omega. I have to go back and revisit Dirge of Cerberus. I know it had to do with Omega. So a lot of you in my Discord, especially Lazzy baby, you're more up on the Omega stuff than I am. I'd have to go back and read up on it again because it's been a while since I played Dirge. But I think Genesis could have a tie to that, especially since his time in Deep Ground. We don't know what he did. I do have a theory video coming on what I think happened to the Genesis we see at the end of Dirge of Cerberus. I do have a theory video on what I think happened with that. But for this right now, I'm just going to leave it at that. Chaos will reign in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. We even hear it. We hear it in the music. The crazy, wild music that's playing in that Rebirth trailer. Chaos. That's going to be the theme. Genesis brings chaos to Crisis Core. Vincent is born of chaos. The absence of the Whispers, the removal of order, brings chaos. I'm stoked. I'm all in. So let's see how long this one takes. If it comes to fruition, you all feel free to use that one. I appreciate every one of you all. Shout out to everybody who has subscribed this week, new patrons, all that kind of stuff. Thank you all so much. Love every one of you. Let's have a discussion in the comments below. Let loose. Let me know what you all think. And until next time, y'all have a great night. Be safe, be good to each other, and keep rocking. I will see you all in the next video. Chaos reigns. I want to say a quick thank you to my YouTube and Patreon members and supporters. If you would like to support the future creation of content on this channel, get some few extra perks and some art sent to your door every month, consider becoming a Patreon or YouTube member. Details and links are in the video description.